What is going on, people? It is Friday night, journals, comics, and pop culture. This is Friday Night Live. We are back, and I'm excited to be here today, guys. We have some awesome stuff to discuss. I'm chuckling. I always chuckle at my headlines, and a lot of you guys are here, because you've seen the headlines and you're like, all right, we're gonna get into this. But it's been a good week. I was actually sick this week, nothing crazy. My first cold in over 2 years, to be honest, and it did, beat me up a little bit. But I'll tell you, man, after going through COVID, colds are nothing. Still, though, happy to have my health and to be here tonight. We have some really big announcements that I'm going to get to while we're still letting some folks come in. Some big things for this channel. All right. But before we do, I'm going to say what's up to everyone that's already here. We got Low Brow. What's going on? Dan's in the house. We are going to have Dan back on Comic Book Canon as an honorary guest, giving away another amazing prize. So thank you, Dan. Remember, folks, Comic Book Canon is now live every Sunday, and we are still giving away 1,000 subscriber contest prizes. So catch us over there 2 days from now, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, for a chance to hang out and watch an awesome show and to win an awesome slab comic. Peter's hanging out. What's up, Peter? Peter, Marvel Goddess, Dale, Remy. Let's see. We got Travis in the house. We got Tony T. What's going on, Tony? Spider Dude. All right, lots of beautiful people. Sean. What's up, Sean? What is it, Sean? Is it early? Is it early in the morning for you, or like late at night? I never know how that works. We got issues hanging out. What's going on? Pedro, you're next. What's going on, man? Sadly, NFTs are one of my least favorite topics. We're going to have fun with it, though. We're not just going to talk about NFTs tonight, and I'll get into that in a minute. Gwen, Stacy, what's going on? All right, folks. So we got the main topic of discussion. NFTs are straight garbage. We're going to get in that. But we're also doing our new segment that I'm going to do on every Friday Night Live. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So we'll probably end with that segment. But before we get into the juice and the meat of tonight's show, everyone, let's talk about some updates. Okay, first update. We're still, and again, thank you to Dan for donating this awesome slab right here. I'm still running my 10K contest. All right. Right now, I have one video. I've been sick. I was going to do more videos. I have one video that's up right now, though, where you could go comment on that video to have a chance to win this amazing Spectacular Spider-Man 64 first appearance of Cloak and Dagger in the CGC 9.6 Signature Series, signed by Ed Hannigan. But I'm going to be releasing a couple more videos over the next probably week or two that'll also give you a chance to get entered for another entry to win this book. Of course, you have to be subscribed to the channel. You got to be getting the notifications by clicking that bell, and you got to comment on the specific videos to be entered, okay? So that's going to run. And then we have one more massive grand prize. I'm not going to announce what that's going to be yet, but I'm hoping that I can give that one away. It's going to be on a live stream, folks. It's not going to be in a video. This is going to be the last 10K contest in a video. But then there's going to be another grand prize that we're going to give away via live stream, and I want to be able to do it when we hit 11,000 subscribers. So we're 300 and something away right now. So I think in the next few weeks, we can definitely get there. So again, if you aren't subscribed and you're just tuning in, please take some time to do that. I'm here making content almost every single day of the week. Of course, I'm live on Friday every other week, and then every other week in between, I'm live on the Whatnot app doing my Whatnot sales. Empire Comics, what's going on? Guys, go give Empire Comics a sub. Makes great content on his YouTube as well. Brandon's in the house. Right on, Brandon. And Brandon, I didn't know if you were going to make it today. We're doing a Tupac stream. We are doing a Tupac stream, but I was sick this week. I didn't know if you would be hanging out. But I want to have a nice fleshed out outline before we do a Tupac stream, and it'll be fun. I mean, I do think there was a lot of people, especially when we were talking about it last week, that would be into that. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone. This is a comic book channel, but hey, we can bend the rules here and there for something different. Of course, we got to hydrate. We got to hydrate. All right, guys. Now, MDH, what's going on? So, okay, Viper GTS. I got my Tupac book from my parents. Oh, which book was that? Which book is it? Let me know which book it is, Brandon. Okay, some more news about the channel, folks. I just hit a milestone. I'm not going to announce it today. I'm going to announce it over the week. I'm going to do it properly, but I hit a huge milestone that's going to be big for this channel. I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to say that they're the biggest things to ever happen on my channel, but they are some pretty massive things. And to pair with that, right now, you guys don't see it, but this room right now is a mess. Look at this. I got drills. I got drills laying around and tape measures laying around because I've been doing some work in here, guys, and there's been pretty solid, significant changes, and it's going to be amazing because I am getting ready for my first room tour in almost 2 years, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to want to catch that. It's going to be freaking awesome, and I really hope that you guys enjoy the changes. I'm excited. I want to just move the camera right now and show all you guys, but we're going to wait. We are going to wait. Okay, so yeah, I will. I'm hoping by the end of April we'll be doing the room tour, and it's gonna coincide with this milestone that I hit as well. Okay, now I recently was featured on A1 Comics' YouTube channel during their Thursday live, which was yesterday. So, folks, go check out A1 Comics YouTube. I think the link is below, I do believe. Give them a sub, but check out my interview that we did yesterday on their live. So, A1 Comics, guys, I'm going out to A1 Comics tomorrow to pick up some books that I purchased from them. And it's going to be probably my best haul since what was the last big key I purchased? Well, I did get my Amazing Spider-Man 101, first Morbius from them, late last year, I think. And then I got my Fantastic Four 48, like, man, when was that? 2020 now. So it's going to be pretty huge in terms of the books that I'm picking up. So be on the lookout for that next week because I will be shooting a video. I'm going there tomorrow. All right. Bottom tier, what's going on, bottom tier? Matt Lab knows. Tony K. Moore books. Yeah, we'll see. my drills. All right, folks. We got a topic of discussion. Saw Marshall, what's going on? Okay, guys. We're going to talk about NFTs for a little minute here tonight. Telling you, man. Telling you. All right, everyone. I'm going to be upfront with you guys first and foremost. I am not an NFT expert at all. There's still a lot that kind of it's just, even with crypto, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a crypto specialist, and it's some of the stuff is still a bit, kind of outside of the box to my understanding of things. Joe Fuzz, what's going on? Oh, Joe Fuzz is a NFT fan, I'm assuming. First off, by a show of hands, so you can give me like a little hand emoji, or you can give me a little Y or N or yes or no in the comments. How many people watching right now have purchased or own at least one NFT? I want to take a poll here. How many of you have purchased or own at least one NFT? Saw Marshall, thank you. I was all for them until E-Dubs got one. Negative. No, no, no. Me. Geektrosity. What's going on? That's a negative, says James. A lot of no's, but we got a couple yeses. So let's see. Oh, you got one free, E-Dub. That's nice. Larissa's here. What's going on, Larissa? Hey, Larissa, I still gotta check on that status that we were talking about. My paper route says no. MDH. Let's see. Joe Fuzz, yes. Sean's got a couple. Larissa has one. Buff Muffin. No. Bottom tier, no. What is that? SAJ. Will never, just like digital comics. At least digital comics do serve a purpose for those that want to read comics, right? Spider Dude, no. Geetrosity was given one. Mojo, no. John Washington, yes, but it was given to me. Okay. No NFT for me. It was free. Hey, look, if you got one that was given to you or it was free, I can't. Yep. Can we explain what it is? It says Gwen Stacy. Yeah, we'll get to that. I like NFTs in theory, don't like the value in practicality. Okay. All right. Well, Gwen Stacy was asking, well, what really is an NFT? So I'm not even gonna give you guys my own explanation. I'm gonna actually pull up the Google definition. What is an NFT?
According to Forbes, an NFT is a digital asset that represents real-world objects like art, music, in-game items, and videos.
All right, you guys hear that? So a non-fungible token is basically what it stands for, and it's a digital item that can be held as a collectible or a source of currency. So you can relate it to anything that's a collectible, right? In terms of a form of currency, that may not be how we describe collectibles normally, but they hold value. That's why they are collectible. Anything with collectability can be used in a sense as a form of currency just because of its ability to be traded within a transaction for another type of currency or another product, another collectible, so forth. People trade comics for comics. People trade comics or sell comics for cash. People sell comics for, crypto, whatever the case may be. So the NFT is obviously taken over multiple collectors markets, including comic books. So for an example, somebody will release a Spider-Man 300 NFT. So, and it's like a gold variant or something like that, right? So you get this image of a Spider-Man 300 cover, but it's gold and it like looks really cool. It doesn't exist in real life at all. It's an image. All right. You purchase this image and it's housed on a server. Okay. Once you own the image, you can collect it or you can trade it as a currency, so to say, because the idea is that these NFTs as a currency, as a collectible, can or will increase in value like any other kind of investment on a trading market, aka or i.e. crypto or stocks, right? Money markets, bonds, treasury, all that stuff, right? Yeah, tangibility. I hear you. Me too. An investment is called a greater fool asset. Its only value is a greater fool will pay more. Well, you know what? No comment. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that, and well, maybe at least for right now. Jay says, people be saying crypto is garbage, but it's been around for more than a decade. NFT is new, and I see a ton of NFT garbage that's worthless. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's get into it more. You got, I'll give one more example. There's trading card NFTs, action figure NFTs, where it's like, it's a digital action figure. You have album cover NFTs, musician NFTs. There was a Tupac NFT that was going around, and I was like, oh, that's dope. Maybe do I want to buy this? But I didn't. So, just like SAJ said here, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to call any type of investment garbage. All right. People to this day are still calling comic book collecting garbage when a Captain America #1 just sold for $3 million. All right. People are flipping comics left and right, making money, but people still say they aren't a solid investment. That was kind of a cynical or a, I don't know, vindictive laugh there. There are people that call crypto garbage, but if you would have invested $100 in Bitcoin 10 years ago, you'd be a multi-millionaire right now. If you invested $100 10 years ago, I believe it was 10 before it hit or maybe it's around 11 now, around 2011, 2012, you'd be a millionaire now. But people still call it garbage. So why am I up here today sitting here saying that NFTs are straight garbage? Okay, here's my problem with NFT, folks. And I'm gonna give you an example first. Architectural, what's going on? Joshua, what's going on? It's just the infancy phase. We're gonna get, guys, hold your thoughts. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Somebody reached out to me that owns a blockchain, and that's another thing that comes into question is the blockchain. All right. So, and for those that don't know, and for me to sum it up to much as my knowledge, the blockchain is basically the housing market of exchange, so to say. You create the blockchain so you can exchange through blockchains. Kind of like, I don't know how I would describe it to a bank, because it's decentralized, but yet, credit unions and banks you can still transfer currency through them, right? So that's basically what the blockchain is. So somebody that has their own blockchain reached out to me, Journo's Comics. And they said, Journo, we want to create Journo exclusive NFTs. All right. Before I go on with my little story here, who here that's here right now would buy an exclusive Journo NFT? Yes or no? And don't just say yes because you're a fan of the channel or whatever. Like, I want your honest opinions. Who here would buy a Journo NFT? I want to get a gauge here real quick before I continue with the story. Marvel Decoded saying no. Mojo, no. Tony, no. I love the honesty, folks. Hell no. Well, damn. Well, I got a couple hell no's. Thanks for being blunt. Screw you guys. I'm just kidding. No. I love it because, look, I'm on your guys' side here. I'll explain in a minute. Wash my card. I'll give you a cheap comic book. Yeah. Okay. For sure. Okay. Aw, thanks, bottom tier. All right. So thank you guys for that little poll. Now let's get back to the story here. They reach out to me and they're like, we want to make you some Journo NFTs. And I'm reading this and I'm like, At first, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is, I feel humbled. They're reaching out to me, wanting to make something like this happen. Brick Hunter, what's going on, Brick? But I read the whole email 2 or 3 times. I don't remember now. And I sat there with it after reading it a couple times. I deleted the email and I never even responded. Maybe that was rude of me, but I didn't even respond. I'm a busy guy, but I declined. I willfully declined. This is what they wanted to do. They wanted to take my thumbnails of my YouTube videos and sell them as NFTs. I'm going to repeat that. They wanted to take my thumbnails of my YouTube videos and sell them as NFTs. So, I'm going to show you guys some examples. Let me log into my personal account and show you guys here. Let's go to Journos Comics. Okay. And let's go to my videos. So let's see. Let's take this one right. Okay. Let's do a few right here. So right here, guys, you can see a few of my thumbnails, right? Oh, look at that. There's me. There I am. What's that one say? Should you sell your keys? There. So they would take this thumbnail, right? You could do it yourself pretty easily. So, guys, whenever you get a notification or, whenever I do a new video and you may get a notification, I know, they used to send you a notification to your Gmail and used to be able to go into the email and see the thumbnail. I don't know if they really do that anymore, but you could go to my new videos or when you're scrolling what's next or, on your feed. What are you going to do? You're going to see the thumbnail. And what can you do? Screenshot. Boom. Take a screenshot. Let's do this. Oh, I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do this one right here. Here we go. I'm taking a screenshot. This is hilarious. I'm going to give it a nice little border too. We're going to save it with a nice little border. Here we go. Save. This is hilarious. There we go. All right. Look at this. Fire, guys. Fire. Look at that. Who wants to buy this for $25? There I am, looking at my little box that's hot as fire. I'd buy that for $1. Well, I'd appreciate the support. And it just started occurring to me. What the hell is the point? Guys, look, if you guys want to go to my channel and screenshot my thumbnails and save them, whether you have a digital, folder in your photo on your phone, or you save them in a folder on your laptop or computer, maybe you print them out and hang them on your wall. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you guys, you can go screenshot it and do it yourself. Why do I need to go through a third-party company, blockchain, for them to just do what anybody can do, put it on their server and just call it an NFT and act like it's worth money? So, do I take Deutsch? Guys, when this happened, and this happened some weeks back, and I've been sitting with this for some weeks now, knowing I was going to talk about this on my channel. Amazing Pop Culture Podcast. What's going on? Suckers are looking for suckers. Status symbols, yeah. Get the thumbnails printed and graded by CGC. So I've been pondering this, and I'm like, okay, I figured it out. I just got to go live. I'm gonna do this live, and we're gonna talk about this. So how does this relate to my bigger point of view of NFTs? It brings the validity of seeing these things as both a collectible and as a currency. Any business entity can get to a point where they go public and offer their shares of stock on the open market. And then the public can buy shares and invest in that company. Anybody could get to that point. But it doesn't mean that it's a solid investment, right? I mean, look at Peet's Coffee. You know, if you guys aren't on the West Coast, you might not. I think they're all the way out to Colorado now, but Peet's Coffee is, you know, at least big out here in this region. And they went public, and it didn't last long. I mean, they've been around since 1966, and they're still a solid business, but it didn't work for them. And it doesn't work for everyone. So that's on a solid market, right? Crypto, there's some cryptos out there that might not go nowhere. I mean, look at Dogecoin and how that got just hyped up and just completely tanked. I don't know if that'll ever go anywhere ever again. But you go back to NFTs, and I really looked at the whole validity of it all. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate to my own point. And some folks were bringing this up earlier on when I was reading through the comments. Sleepy comments, what's going on? I'm not going to sit here and say that there aren't going to be some NFTs that might be able to really hold value and be solid investments to trade years to come. Because just like somebody said, it's in its infancy, okay? Just like crypto was, and a lot of people weren't giving crypto a chance, and now a lot of people are millionaires from just investing a couple $1,000. They are set for life now. So I'm not going to predict the future, and I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no possibility there. But it is valid. It is valid to say two things. One, seeing that happen is a long shot. And two, even if there are certain NFTs that get to that point, I say guarantee, but it's just my opinion. I can't guarantee anything, but it's my opinion that the majority of NFTs out there that are hitting the market every single day are nothing but shit. Straight up. Because anybody could take anything and call it an NFT. And what makes it even more questionable is the blockchain. Very true, Sean. Even crypto is still, you know, relatively in its infancy. So the blockchain is another big concern for me, because you have, like, when it comes to currency trading, we've came a long way. But even back in the day, we were backed by gold. Currency was backed by gold, which solidified its value. And even though that's no longer the case, we have the the FTC and all of these, you know, third-party entities that oversee and protect and ensure bank loans, fund transfers, etc., etc. I don't know, and this is where I said I'm not an expert on this stuff, and I can't even crack the surface, and maybe some people watching know more than me. But who is regulating the blockchain? That is my bigger concern. And I know could be a concern with crypto too, but because the way I see it, anybody right now can get a piece of the blockchain and put garbage crap up and call it an NFT. Anybody. And what does that do to the validity of seeing NFTs as a currency? What does it do to the validity of its value? To me, okay, but no, see, the regulations, bird brain, no regulations, that's how you get rich. No regulations is how things come crashing down as well. There's two sides to every coin. And I'm going to use the comic book example. And ironically enough, I just did a video about this 2 days ago. I just did a video about the individual that went into a comic book group on Facebook and tried to sell a counterfeit Hulk 181. Now, this counterfeit Hulk 181 wasn't just somebody trying to duplicate it on new printer paper. They went out of their way to say it was authentic. An authentic replica, you can't tell it apart because it's on the same new stock newspaper paper for the inner pages and all this stuff. And he was trying to sell it for $400. Bueller's in the house. I just got to say what's up to Bueller. Comments with Bueller. Guys, go. If you aren't subscribed to Bueller, you guys are hiding under a rock. But Bueller is on an amazing journey of a lifetime right now. And I can't wait to see where this goes. So guys, go check out Bueller's channel if you aren't already. But getting back to it, so this individual had this comic book trying to sell it for $400. In the video, I talked about how, there's a lot of legalities here, especially with selling counterfeit items. There's state penal codes that protect against that. And it's serious. I mean, you can literally spend years in jail and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. That's a fact. There's some fraud elements too that would be harder to prove in court because he was saying it was a replica, although he was very misleading still in his intent, which can be seen as an intent to defraud. There's a lot of variables around there of what was wrong with this situation. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Because a lot of people in that comment section of that video, and, to each their own, different opinions is fine. A lot of people were saying that they're okay with this. They're okay with this. Discovery Bay, what's going on? Joseph, what's going on? So the reason I bring this up is because the thing that makes comic books valuable is because there is many variables that go along to saying that this comic book is a collectible. Well, there's only certain amount in existence. It's, produced by an official comic book publisher, right? The way that it's sold on newsstand markets or direct markets. Marvel Goddess, thank you so much for your continued support and for the super chat. Thank you so much. We now have CGC, CBCS, EGS that can, authenticate and certify these comics as well. So what if the comic book market, what if the print market in and of itself was like a blockchain. And what if anybody could come into the blockchain and create whatever they wanted? So for me, I can make a direct replica of the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, or first appearance of Black Winter. A book that's not too valuable to a book that's more valuable to a book like Hulk 181. Now, I know it's not apples to apples here because, in a sense, there is still differentiation between NFTs. But to me, the lines are extremely blurred, and knowing what substantiates one NFT on the blockchain next to the next. Is it because it's done by, I mean, who's even let's talk about collectible comic book NFTs. Is Marvel themselves making NFTs? And if they are, because Marvel's making it, then it's good? Or is it some Silicon Valley based startup company, some young early 20s, Santa Clara, Stanford graduates that are like, okay, well, we're already wealthy, but we want to get more wealthy. We're going to create our own blockchain, and we're going to use the comic book collector market as a way for them to buy in, and then they create their own comic book NFTs on their blockchain. And that's what I see happening more and more. I don't know who these companies are, who these blockchains are being owned by or held by. It's not an entity that has solidified themselves in an industry for 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. It's tech people, the people that have the savvy in doing this, and they're getting into industries thinking that, well, this industry is popping right now. Let's introduce this industry to the NFT market. So when that happens, what differentiates me from making my own comic book NFTs next to some young college graduates from Stanford living, hanging out in Silicon Valley? What is the difference, and what's going to substantiate one or the other on the market 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now? And I'm really asking that question because I don't know the answer to it. I don't. Okay, now there's a couple of comments here that I want to get to that bring up some very solid points. Okay. Let's see. Dan said right here, it's garbage until you have FOMO and are priced out. Okay, so hold that thought. And then NFB said, Planet Arizona is in the house. What's going on? Not that. Where's that? Okay. NFTs are pump and dump scams. I don't, that word is used too loosely, but I like these two for the points that they make. There's zero long-term value in owning them. Now that's obviously an opinion, but let's talk about a pump and dump in terms of what we all know that to be, and the whole FOMO and being priced out. So I'm gonna use the exclusive or incentive variant market as an example. Now, again, I'm not knocking it. There are so many people that collect variants that enjoy buying variants for a nice, dollar amount, and they don't care. They just do it because they want that variant. They want that art. They collect it for the art, and that's okay. But a lot of what drives the attention and the value of these books is they feed off the FOMO, the fear of missing out on it, limited quantities. It's on sale for a certain period of time, right? It's limited. It's very limited. It's exclusive. And that's what they use to get people to buy in. So you look at Unknown Comics or KRS Comics, anybody doing their own exclusive variants, they're going to do that. And a lot of people, even though, they say they're doing an exclusive for Marvel, they get 3,000 copies. They'll rip 2,000 of them up, limit it to 1,000. And it's first comes, first serve. We're going live 8 a.m. on Saturday on our website. And you go there, and it's at $24.99 for the trade dress, $39.99 for the virgin variant, or you could get them both for like $59.99 or something like that, right? So that happens. They sell out really fast. Not everyone was able to get them. So many people that bought them are already putting them on eBay for double what they paid. So now the $25 one, they could sell it for $50, $70, $80 on eBay that same day. But what happens a few months later down the line? Nobody cares about them anymore. Nobody's buying them. And you can't sell it for $10 on eBay. It happens all the time. So when you look at NFTs, it's the same type of marketing scheme. It's a scheduled release, a limited quantity, and that's what drives the initial sale until they sell out. And then there's some pump and dump, if you want to use that, involved, because those that got the in right when it went live, those that missed out are like having that FOMO, or now they did miss out. And those that got in can sell it for double right then. They sell it for double. But a month or 2 or 3 months down the line, is anybody really going to be looking at that NFT? So I'm going to give you an example. And this is it for me. It boiled down to ethics, guys. I'm going to tell you this straight up. It would have been unethical for me to take that a contract to get journo NFTs made. It would have crossed my line of ethics, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I would have had to market my NFTs, which were thumbnails of my videos that you guys could screenshot and crop and save yourselves. I would have marketed them. I would have set a time that they would go live. I would limit them. And I would have to sit here and tell you all, guys, fresh new journos NFTs on the market. Get in. Be on the in. Don't be the ones outside looking in. You want to be in the in on this next wave of, currency trading, digital currencies, digital collectibles. Guys, this is the only time we go live with them on Sunday, 9 a.m. And then you buy them. I can't do it. I can't do that. Who's to say I stop making YouTube videos in a month from now? Who's to say that, you guys just get bored of watching me at some point and my channel doesn't go anywhere? I mean, what is going to make those NFTs hold value? Because the only way they're going to be valuable is just like the only way these comics are going to be valuable. The only way stocks traded on the stock market are going to be valuable. They're only going to be valuable if somebody wants to buy them. That's the only thing. And the only way they're going to grow in value is if more people want to buy them than what's available in supply. So It's gonna be my new album, Only Ounce, the blockchain. Just kidding. Just kidding. So I'm gonna circle back and say this. Carnival. I can't sit here and say that there's not gonna be any NFTs that are gonna be valuable. Because I will say this, and this is my biggest argument against myself. This is gonna be my biggest argument against myself. We live in a digital age. We live in a digital age. You know, when you watch movies nowadays, like I don't know if you guys watch any of the new Star Trek shows or like, and they do this and things, even, like how Iron Man does this stuff, like the Internet of Things is going to exist all over. You know how they do, like, do the swipe on their wrist and they see a screen on their wrist and their phone is on their wrist. All of that stuff is happening. The walls in our house and even the space in front of us, we're going to have the technology to bring in some type of imaging, some type of digital imaging, and it's going to be connected to the Internet of Things. We're going to be able to bring it up everywhere and anywhere, guys. I'm telling you, computers, physical devices are going to become more and more, a thing of the past. Because the way the technology is advancing right now is exponential. I can't even tell you what technology is going to look like in the next 5 to 10 years. You probably can't even fathom it. It's going to blow your mind. It is. The rate of technology is doing this. It's doing this. The rate of technology that we had literally for the last 2,000 years, over the next 5 years, we're going to see everything that happened over the last 2,000 years times itself. Exponent. That's 2,000 squared. It's going to be crazy. So it's not mind-boggling to think. I mean, look at crypto with cash. We already started going away from cash by having these cool things called debit cards. It makes it really, really easy and convenient, right? Crypto is the next step because we get away from this dollar that's not even backed by gold anymore. But NFTs, I understand that there could definitely be some valid collectability there and some valid currency exchange rate of some sort. Because of our evolution as human beings. But because it's in its infancy, you got to be very careful if you're really buying into this. And I'm sure there was always skeptics in every age. I'm sure back in the 80s when Apple was selling for 5 cents. If we had YouTube and live streaming back then, there was probably somebody that would have hopped into a live stream and said, Apple is garbage. Don't like Amazon. It is my humble opinion that the majority of NFTs being created right now are absolute trash. It's my opinion that the majority of NFTs that are being created right now aren't going to go anywhere. But there could definitely be a wave of some that allow the NFT market to transcend things and shoot to that next level of trade in currency. I'm not going to deny that. And I have to be transparent in saying that. I'm not going to come here and just say NFTs are straight garbage and it's all for nothing. I would be very, very cautious with putting money into NFTs. I'm not saying you're stupid or you're dumb for putting some money into it. I mean, look, when I finally had a little bit of money a couple years ago, I put some money in the stock market thinking it was the smartest thing to do. Look at me now. I'm negative. I'm in the negative. Sucks. It sucks, especially when that's all you have to fall back on. But be very, very careful, folks. Be very careful. Hey, Dan, you want the StreamYard link? You want to hop in? Let me know if you want to hop into the stream right now. I'll bring you in. Let me know. I'll wait. I'll wait. I love having guests on, especially guests with seemingly different points of views. I agree. I absolutely agree. But I would be also careful with the wording that you're using as well. So just don't get it twisted and make it seem as if I'm selling people pipe dreams. In every video that I talk about spec or investing when it comes to comics, I always say in every single one, I'm not here to tell you what to buy. I'm not here to tell you to buy any of these. I'm here to give you my personal opinion with some facts and some data, and you all do what you need to do with that information and be smart. If you watch my channel, do I ever sit here and act like a used car salesman? Dan, I don't know how much you've watched my channel. It seems that you know enough. Have I ever told anybody to buy a comic? Have I ever told anybody to buy a comic? Any comic? And yes, I did. I did say that NFTs are garbage in the sense of the entire realm of NFTs. But if I just came here and said they're garbage without giving proper context, that is unethical. That's what you call sensationalizing. I'm not going to sensationalize my opinion one way or the other. If I came here and said, invest in NFTs now, NFTs are going to make you rich. Here's why, and I give you my opinion. That's sensationalism. If I came here and specifically said they're garbage, don't buy them, don't put no money in them, that's sensationalism. Nothing in life, almost nothing in life, is ever that black and white. I cannot sit here and tell you or anyone truly what NFTs are going to do 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I can't. But it is my humble opinion that the majority of what's going on right now is garbage. That's my opinion. But I can critically think and play devil's advocate against my own personal opinion, or are we all just yes men? Do we think that we can just need to believe one thing and believe it like in a tunnel vision sense of things? No. And if we're doing that, you're shorting yourself. It's not very smart. Warlock. Yeah, okay, let's bring up what Dale said here. If you're watching a video and somebody says this is a spec book, then that's on you to go after it or not. Nobody is forcing you. Now, you're absolutely right, Dale, but it doesn't stop people from being used car salesmen, right? I mean, I'm not saying that there are used car salesmen out there that are influencing the market, but I know their sellers are. I know sellers are. I don't know about YouTube creators. I will say, even the YouTube creators that get a bad rap, that get so much hate, even they aren't telling anybody to buy anything. They're just reporting on the news. This book hit a record sale. Wow. They're not telling you to buy anything, right? No. Here's the cover price top 10 list. Here's the CBSI. Just nobody's telling you to go buy those books, right? So it is up to you. Now, if somebody is telling you, like, buy these comics now, that I will never do. I mean, look, I'm not gonna, anyone can do what they, for me, I'm not doing that. If somebody else wants to do that on their YouTube channel, I don't want to horribly judge them and act like they're bad people, because I'm sure that's not the case, but I'm not going to do that. It's just not for me whatsoever. Joshua, what's Joshua saying? So Joshua says, Vive licensed by creators for NFT. I have invested $60 and based on recent sales, values are 2,380. So, hey, Joshua, I would love some more context. So you went into a certain NFT because it was licensed by a certain company that you feel you trusted. If I'm gauging that right here. So give me a little more backstory, because like I said in the beginning of the stream, I am no expert on NFTs whatsoever. So maybe I can learn a little something here today too. So who's selling this NFT? What does this license mean? And what does it mean to you? And why do you trust it? And how do you feel that that's helped get your $60 investment? Are you saying your $60 is now turned to $23.80? So I would love more context there. Your next says, I'll tell people to buy a comic, buy Avengers Annual 10 before the mutants hit the MCU. Okay. So this is what I would do with this. Comic books to invest in. First off, if I do a video that says top comic books to invest in, I'm still not telling you to buy anything. I'm giving you suggestions. If you want to invest in comics, may I share with you some facts, data, and my personal opinion. Here we are looking at Avengers Annual number 10. I think first we're going to look at the sales data. This book has increased 138% over the last 3 years. So right there, that's data. That's facts. So if you want to speculate or invest in comic books, you take that information in. Well, the book's been going up. That's a good sign. But you know what they say about any market? Sell high, buy low. Is it too high? Is it going to come back down? Am I going to lose money? Is it too expensive? But then I give my personal opinion. Okay, so we see the data. We know the X-Men are coming up in the MCU. I think that Avengers 10, I don't like to use the word undervalued, but I do think the significance of that book has been overlooked for a long time. Rogue is a great character, a fan favorite of many. She wasn't done right in the Fox movies whatsoever. And I don't think a lot of people are looking at her. But if we get an announcement or an end credit scene or any suggestion or an Easter egg that says that Rogue is going to be in the MCU, I can't guarantee anything because nobody can predict the future in any market, but it is my humble opinion, by saying I guarantee, I put my opinion on it, that book is going to double overnight if we get an announcement. That's my opinion. And that's why I put it on a list for suggesting certain comic books to invest in. There you go. Did I tell you to buy a comic? Absolutely not. But I gave you some information for you to sit and ponder with, right? Collect what you love. There's always got to be love there. And if you love the rush of the risk, if you love the risk and just simply enjoy the investing side with that risk, and you're a gambling man or a gambling woman, go right ahead. Go right ahead, right? Gwen, yeah. I think that may have been insinuated a little bit there. Planet Arizona says, isn't the NFT market down like 80% since the beginning of the year? I don't know. I don't know enough on that, but that's a great question. Maybe some people would say, well, it's time to buy then. I couldn't tell you. Why can't the MCU make the Green Goblin look like Green Goblin? Well, first off, the MCU has never created the Green Goblin. So keep that in mind. The only Green Goblin we saw in the MCU was the Green Goblin from the Raimi verse, the Sony, one part of the Sony verse, and it was still their Green Goblin. So maybe we'll get another Green Goblin, and maybe it'll appease you more. We'll see. We'll see. Modric has I like this perspective. I like comics and NFTs. Comics are pictures on paper. NFTs are pictures on the net. The value is what people put in it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I said, I'm not completely saying, I'm not coming here saying that none of them are going to have value, because we're going into the digital age more and more year after year. But I'm telling you, man, there is a lot of garbage out there just for the sake of calling something an NFT. Uh, 817 Michael, I because I'm behind on the chat. Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to, but I hope if it was on the negative side of things that I just killed that, because like I said, I don't care if people are hyped up talking about what books hit record sales. They're still not telling you to buy anything. That individual that you brought up, I've never seen that individual tell anybody to buy a comic book on their YouTube channel, ever. Here we go. Okay, I think Joshua has a lot of good perspective here. I'm learning. So Joshua, I think you're educating me a little bit today. Goes on to say, I think the NFT market is full of a bunch of random people minting NFTs that will drop in value, but some things like CryptoPunks back in 2017, Bored Ape Club, but I think there might be a little. I'm having a little hard time understanding this. Apes Club and Vive is where I look at NFT. I'll have to look at those things. So you're telling me that there are certain entities that you trust with the NFTs that they house is what it seems like. That's another good point. It can, the income that it creates for creators. But I mean, in this day and age, people are trying to create anything to make money. Simple Simon. Oh my God, that was horrible. Carell. NFTs will evolve over time, just like the internet. The narrative being pushed about NFTs being worthwhile predominantly come from the people trying to sell NFTs. That's a good point. I think that's a valid argument. Not buyers. Rich people have money to waste on dumb shit. There's no lie there. There is no lie there. So Sean Ryan does say buying a Marvel NFT from Vive is like buying any other Marvel product. So Sean, I'm assuming, does Vive then sell actually licensed Marvel NFTs? Now, if that's the case, then I think that's where you could find a little more validity in saying, I'm willing to put some money into this, right? All right, let's see. I'm trying to stay up on the comments, everyone. I'm a little behind still. Yeah, ETA Nick. There's a lot of technology investments. By Sleepwalker number 1. Yeah, I hear you, Bonneteer, about the blockchain technology in its sense. Yep, it's true in terms of shifting the power. I agree 100% because the World Bank. We're not even going to get into that. We're not even going to get into that, but it is hugely problematic for sure. Okay, here we go. See, this is how far behind I am. Josh gives us some context. So the Vive app, they create NFT comics with limited mint runs. First one was Marvel Comics number 1. They did a Todd McFarlane the Batman collectible that was released for $50. Currently, sales put over 2K. Okay, so I would like to come back here in like 3 years. Joshua, I hope you're still watching the channel. 3 years from now, remind me. We're going to come back because I'm going to talk about this specific NFT that sold for 50, is now worth over 2K, or selling for over 2K. Let's come back and see where it's at. That's what I want to do. Maybe even 2 years from now, or maybe even a year from now. Maybe we'll do an update every year. That'll be fun. EW. I'll be the scapegoat. Don't worry. It's all good. I'll carry the weight on my back. Sleeping, I appreciate it. But the fun thing is the debate. The fun thing is the debate. I do appreciate it. Sleeping. We are gonna start wrapping up the NFT talk though. I'm gonna get through a few more of your guys' comments, but we have one segment that we're gonna do before we end the show, and that's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So, Sleeping, I do appreciate you reaching out, but let's get through these comments so we can get to the next segment. Joshua, yeah, it made more sense than I knew before. So thank you. I think there's obviously still some questions that I do have, but yep. Connect my NFTs to your 3D printer. Ooh, see now, that's 817 Michael. You just brought up something on a whole nother level there. Johnny Dunn says Vive NFT Comics got him into collecting physical comics. Very, very interesting. That's awesome to hear. Brandon Metro was gold. All right, I'm going to get through some of these comments here. We're going to try to get caught up, folks. Let's see what we got here. Trev, the shipping guru's in the house. IT Tech Law. Let's bring this comment up because I think this is some good context. NFTs are decentralized contracts. Do not confuse the current look of NFTs to determine their use case. NFTs, regardless of their acronym, are the future of all contracts to remove the middleman. All right. So you bring in a whole other idea of the evolution of NFTs. So if I'm not mistaken, you're looking at NFTs as something that's going to evolve beyond the collectible or beyond this is just a picture or a digital image of something that you can collect and trade. And I absolutely like this idea. And this comment right here is what I was talking about when I can't just sit here and saying that the advancement of where we're going with all this technology, and as we go more digital, that these things aren't going to play a role to some extent. And I think, IT, you right here dropped a little taste of how things are going to look completely different in like maybe 5 to 10 years. And we can be having a whole different conversation. Wow, into oblivion. $40 in NFTs was able to resell and get a Hulk 181. And here's another thing that I will say too, folks. Like, I could have easily, the money that I have in the stock market, I could sit there and I could day trade. But it's just not for me. So for those saying that they have made X amount of money off of NFTs already, it's just like with comic books as well. It's like, I don't have the time or the ability or the energy to flip comics, to just be a flipper of comics. Some people do it and it works for them fine. But when we're talking about solidified investments for that long term, I think it brings up another argument and even more question marks. All right, guys. All right. Everything will be tokenized, including the birth of my future children. Awesome stuff. Good conversation today, guys. So to sum it up, I'm just going to say this, folks. I think that it rubbed me the wrong way when I was contacted about making journo NFTs. And I sat there and I thought about it ethically. And it wasn't for me. And it made absolutely no sense. Because look, I could have sit here and done it. And I'm a businessman. I would have marketed the hell out of them. And there are probably people out there, I would have made money. And there's people that would have bought into it that could have sold them and traded them and flipped them and made money off of my journal NFTs. I can't do it though, guys. I can't. It doesn't represent what I'm trying to do. And I can't sit here and promote something and market something to where I myself don't even have control of the value that they will have 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. And it really allowed me to look at what's going on with the NFT market and say, there is just so much garbage out there right now. There is. So if you guys, are much smarter than me, as many of you are when it comes to NFTs, and you feel that it works for you to be a short-term, trader of NFTs, and you can make money off of it, more power to you. But for me, I've yet to really care to try to take the time to figure out what might be a worthy investment of an NFT. And it might come back to bite me. Who knows? All right, everyone. We are not done. We have one more segment that we're going to do here briefly. Let me get some water. I'm feeling a little parched, but we're going to keep going. All right. That was a great discussion. I appreciated all the feedback as well. For sure. I'm just reading some comments. I'm still laughing. All right, guys, we're ready for the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The brand new segment where we go all out. No censoring except, like I say, we got to keep it PG-13. No X-rated. Nothing disrespectful. Let's keep it real. But we're going to have some fun with this. All right? This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, where you guys ask me anything you want. It doesn't even have to be comic related. And I have to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And it's as simple as that. No holding back. So, I'll try to get to everyone's comments. I'll do my best. All right, let's see. Sleeping, appreciate it. When Supergirl, do you understand the importance of ownership? If you do, then you will love NFTs. That's a very cryptic statement, if I may humbly say, because right now, in terms of the trading NFTs, has nothing to do with ownership for those that are trading it. It has to do with flipping and making money like a day trader almost. But I understand what you mean when it goes to some of the comments that I just shared. But I don't. It's not that black and white in my humble opinion. But let's move on from the NFT stuff. This is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. What's my rap name? Oni Ounce. Oni OZ. I'm putting my website in the chat. www.onyoz.com. Ooh, real Randy, man. That's I wish I had that much money to spend. Can you buy me lunch? Oh man. Okay, where we at? Will my Phoenix Suns win the championship this year? Hey, man, they have the potential to do it. Am I following the video game market, Mr. Persia? I am not whatsoever, so I can't even answer that question. Tony asks, you are making a Superman movie. Who would you cast as Superman besides who has already played him? Oh my gosh. Who would I cast as Superman? Who would I cast as Superman? Nicolas Cage. Have you ever sharded in the pale moonlight? I don't know. Oh my God. Matt Labno, my favorite WWE wrestler is a WWF wrestler, Ultimate Warrior. What would make you stop collecting comics? Financial hardship. That's it. Financial hardship. Nothing else nothing can stop me from collecting comics other than that. Dan, do you love or hate the new rules of baseball? For example, in an extra inning game, they start with the man on second. Some of the new rules I'm okay with. I am. There's some, I forget them, Dan. I know they made some changes again this year. The second base runner for extra inning games is the most stupidest T-ballest crap ever. Ever. It makes no sense what these people are doing. Now, I like the changing the pitcher, like the pitcher needs to face 3 batters. I'm okay with that. I like replay review and how that's evolved. I think it's needed in this day and age. I absolutely do. There are some, I think the shift was getting out of control. But to ban it, did they ban it this year? I don't think you should ban it, but maybe a little bit of regulating it. I don't know. But the second base runner is freaking utter garbage. I do like the automatic walk. I do think sitting there throwing 4 pitches if you were intentionally walking somebody, I mean, it saves the pitcher's arm and it doesn't waste time. That's one rule that I actually enjoy was if you know you're going to intentionally walk someone, you could give them the base. I'm good with that. I should do country rap. I have a song that I sampled a Rascal Flatts beat or song, and I have my good homie Otis Millcreek, who is a folk/country singer, singing the hook. Go check it out. It's called Born Fighter, and it's on my website, www.onioz.com. It's called Born Fighter. Go check it out, featuring Otis Millcreek. After Spider-Man, who is your favorite superhero? I'd have to say the X-Men as a team, but it goes Captain America, Batman, and Wonder Woman. What was your take on Walking Dead if you read it? Okay, so I never watched the series. I didn't collect the comics. When COVID hit, I binged all the seasons, and I bought the first couple of volumes in trade, and I've only read the first few issues yet. So, but I really enjoyed the show. I did. It got slow here and there, but wow, favorite TV show ever? Oh my goodness. That is so tough to favorite TV show ever. Man. X-Men animated, Batman animated. That's really, really tough. I know there's some new stuff that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I'd have to put X-Men animated, Batman animated in there. Yep. The animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original series. DuckTales, the original DuckTales. If you had $5K for one book, what would you buy? Well, if I had $5K, more than likely I would diversify it. But if I had $5K for one book, I would try to find a lower grade Amazing Spider-Man #1. I don't even know if you could get a 0.5 graded AF-15 for $5K anymore. But I'm sure you could still find a really low grade Amazing Spider-Man #1 for $5K. So if I could, I would take that. Yep. Or maybe even one of the first 5 issues of Amazing Spider-Man. I do want to own a Golden Age Captain America book one day as well. Okay, let's see. What's your favorite series outside of comics? Artistic Flavors asks. What do you mean by favorite series? Like book series? Will Chasm be a viable comic character going forward? I'm behind on my reading. I'm only on issue 85, so I can't answer that yet. We got to get back to that, AZ. Dark Side of the Ring. Okay, Brandon, I'll check that out. Have I insured my collection? Yes. Yes, I have. All right. What would allow you to buy from that one? What would allow you to? Oh, what would allow me to buy from that LCS again? The LCS that lost my business for life. I would have to know that they changed their culture, their business model and culture. I would have to know that they would no longer, just keep their molded, dirty books in dollar bins. And when you pull a beat up book that might be able to sell for $4, maybe, and somebody pulls it out of a dollar bin that's been in there because you've never cleaned your store. You have new comic books sitting on the new comic book rack that had been there for 5 years that are all bent up from people reading them and covered in dust because you've never dusted. I mean, and you bring up this beat up book that might be able to sell for $4. It's in like a VG condition, maybe. And you tell your customer, nah, I got to get a few extra dollars out of that. I can't sell it to you for $1, even though it has a $1 price tag on it and it was in the dollar bin. If they change their business model and how they run their business, absolutely. And I will be the first to tell everyone on my channel to go support that store again. Absolutely. Rasmeen, what's going on? Thanks for hanging out. It's been a while. Do you have any haunted comics? I think I just got some in a recent collection that I purchased. Matt Stadge, what's going on? You're next. Do you think Whatnot would ever let me on the platform if I'm only home off the boat to sell a few months a year? You're next. Honestly, I can't even answer that. I don't even have an answer for that at all. I don't know. Travis. Yeah, I just was reading issue 4 of The Last Ronin. I insure my collection through USAA. In your opinion, what's a good series to start reading Batman? Look, if you've never read Batman before, I would recommend a couple. One, or actually, I would recommend Year One, Frank Miller, or New 52. The New 52 run is a good starting point for anybody that wants to get into Batman. Court of Owls, Saga, all that. Really good stuff. And you don't really need to read anything that came before it. And then one that I might recommend is the Legends of the Dark Knight that started in the 80s, that run. Any love for the original Valiant comics? I mean, sure. I don't pay much attention to them. I own a few. I've never really read any, so. Who's my favorite baseball player of all time? Wow. That's a good one, Tony. It's really hard. I'm a Giants fan. By the way, they won today. Walk-off extra innings. It's really hard for me not to say Barry Bonds. Growing up, watching him as a Giants fan. It's really hard for me not to say Willie Mays is one of the greatest of the great. Top 3 to top 5. But for me, my number one is Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr., hands down. I go Griffey, Barry, Willie. Griffey, Barry, Willie. That's my order. Ken Griffey Jr. was as much as, I mean, you can say Barry Bonds was the Willie Mays of this generation. But Griffey was right there too. And if Griffey didn't get hurt, there's only 3 people that have over 700 home runs. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and Barry Bonds. There's only a few other people that have 600. Willie and Griffey are 2 of them. If Griffey didn't get hurt, Griffey could arguably be the only player. He would have over 700. But you can argue that Griffey could have hit 800 home runs. You can argue that Griffey could have hit 800 home runs. His defense was freaking amazing. I can't believe that people put like Mickey Mantle above him, who Mickey Mantle was one of the greatest raw hitters that we've ever seen. But his defense was not even close to Barry, Willie, or Griffey. Griffey, hands down. It sucks so much that he got hurt. How long did Whatnot take during your onboarding? I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know some of the guys, the main guys from Whatnot, and we built a working relationship right as they were launching. So I was already in the queue because of that. So when I was ready, I just kind of let them know. So I did, the process for me was a little bit different. It wasn't like they cheated. It was just, we built that relationship early on. And they knew that I was trying to build to get to the point where I would be able to start selling. Yeah, Brandon, ask about USA for sure. All right, let's see. Any more? Yeah, we got more questions here, guys. Let's see. What you think of Death in the Family of Batman? Is that I always get them mixed up. Is that there's death is there Death of the Family and then Death in the Family? Which was in one of them was in New 52, or was it the Jason Todd? If it was the Jason Todd one, we all know the history behind that, and I'm all for it. And it birthed a really niche market cult following character, Red Hood. Am I the real life Batman? Nope. If I was, I'd be a billionaire. Yeah. Planet Arizona hated Barry because what he did to the D-backs. Yeah, that swing, man, Trev. That swing from Griffey was amazing. Yep. Yep. Tom says Reggie Jackson had the best car collection. All right, guys, man, awesome questions, folks. So, I think we are going to end the whole truth and nothing but the truth right there. Let me get some water before we wrap up. Hold on. Guys, I had a lot of fun hanging out tonight. I forgot one thing in the beginning of the show. So, folks, don't log off yet. Let me remind you guys. Next Friday, 1 week from today, my next Whatnot sale. I'm at almost 600 followers. When we reach 1,000 followers, I will be giving away a slab. And I would appreciate it if you guys, if you have the Whatnot app, go ahead and give me a follow over there. The link is below. If you haven't signed up for Whatnot yet, you can click that link, download the app, sign up. And if you use that link, you get $10 off of your first purchase. And that purchase can be from anybody on the app, not from just me. So as always, what I always do for all my sales, you can go into the app right now and I'm going to show you guys. You can find me at Journos Comics, no underscore, just Journos Comics. Okay. Go find me. Give me a follow. All right. You'll see my little Journos Comics with my logo. And you'll see there that I have an upcoming show, April 15th. We go live at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And if you click on it right there, it'll bring you up. I'm going to put a little preview video in. I just haven't done that yet. But on the bottom, do you see that price tag? You can click on that price tag. Right now, I have 59 items. I add new items every day. You can click on the price tag, and it gives you some options on top. There's some auction items listed, but see that buy it now? We're going to click on buy it now. And when you click on the buy it now, you will see a list of books, the title of the book, the importance of the book if it's the first appearance, the condition of the book, and the price of the book. And you guys can buy the buy it now books before Friday's sale. It allows you to get the books at sticker price. And the way I price all my books is I thoroughly grade them. I'm very conservative in my grading as well. And then I price them lower than all of the major online retailers. So I got this Iron Man book right here, number 136, Awesome Bronze Age Iron Man. I grade conservatively. I have this in a VG plus 4.5. And I have it priced for $3. $3. That means if you go on mycomicshop.com or Midtown or anything like that, this book is probably going for $4 or $5 in this same grade. So I make sure that I can beat their prices. So you could go in, you can look for Iron Man books, and you can buy these as a sticker, because once we go live, everything goes to auction. So for live Friday, I go to auction. All right, guys, up next, Iron Man number 136, VG plus 4.5. I'll probably start it at a $2 auction starting bid, and then say it sells for $5 or $6. That can happen. So if you get it at sticker price, you might be able to get it for under. You never know. I do live sales where I have people get deals and they bid on books and they get it for under sticker price. Sometimes it goes over sticker price, but that's how I work. I want my brand out there to be known that I will beat the competitors' prices with my buy it now sticker prices. So folks, I do hope to see you guys hanging out next Friday on Whatnot. All right. And then the week after that, we will have another awesome Friday Night Live right here on my YouTube, Journals, Comics, and Pop Culture. Thanks, Ken. I really appreciate it. Guys, this was a fun stream, a little bit different. Thank you to everyone that gave me their feedback, input, advice about NFTs. I think we all learned a little something. And thank you for all the awesome questions, for the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You guys rock. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I am here almost 7 days a week. I'm on Instagram and Twitter too, journals_comics. Hope to see you guys over there as well. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be well. And until next time, peace.